Starting, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people who of obvious ungendered, unnamed genders. I don't, it's all new nowadays. You can't, I don't want to discriminate. If you don't call yourself a boy or a girl,
you can just say everybody.
Everybody, welcome to the Talking Retro podcast with your host, CaptNRetro, and your other host,
EmceeMur.
What's up, buddy? How's your week been?
Oh, not a whole lot going on. We've stumbled upon some homebrew madness that I didn't know that I had, and we had a little fun with that Tuesday night.
I did watch your Mega Man play. I didn't stay around to watch you get to the Super Mario one until later. I went back and watched it, and that does look fun with Mario.
That was neat.
The way he was running and his arm was punching was cracking me up.
Yeah, when it's not a reskin and it's an actual game, yeah, I'm into that, man.
Yeah, I mean, they made all new sprites for that thing. It was pretty cool.
So definitely into that. But as far as the pickup scene, nothing going on, and that's a shame. But not every week will we have that. And as we get closer to the holidays, obviously there's going to be less of that for those reasons. And there may still be things here and there, but we've got a lot of releases still coming up. So we've got plenty to keep us busy for the remainder of the year here. Still pushing to our 250 sub goal by New Year's. I hope that we hit it.
I think you'll get there, man. I think you should have 200,000 subs by now. But what do you call it? Who am I to judge these things?
Well, there's some things that I don't do. And if I did them, maybe I would have. And that'll take us right into our first topic.
Okay. Topic number one. I'm not even sure where they are. I'm sorry. I'm still cleaning this Shatterhand game, and I will have it back together in a moment. But go ahead and rally off topic number one. Go ahead, buddy.
Topic number one. I am tired of seeing 84 things you need to know before you buy videos from these YouTubers that think that they know everything about the product. And it's clickbait, and it is because they don't legitimately have 84 things. Now, I know they don't do 84 things, but here recently I saw a guy doing 15 things, and it was about Skyrim Switch. Everybody's trying to get on that wagon right now. And literally number 15 through number 9 were things the Joy-Cons do. I want you to really think about this with me for a minute here. Number 15 through number 9 were that you could use the damn controller that came with the system to play a game for the system. That's not news, dude. It really isn't. It's really not freaking news. And, I sound like a complainy pants here, but I don't care because Skyrim is my number one. You know that.
Is that fake?
And here's somebody trying to bank views off of it. And he's hustling you, man. He ain't got no information. There was no information. There was nothing on that whole video that wasn't freaking 3 E3s old or whatever. And it's just, and those are the same people who say, oh, that's not clickbait. No, it's clickbait. I'm tired of seeing it, man. Tired of seeing 15 things, 10 things, 48 things you need to know before you buy. Dude, you don't know nothing that nobody else knows. You don't know. You don't know, and you're telling people you know, and you're making these long videos, and you don't know. You don't freaking know. And in some cases, they're making things up, too.
Or you're patently false, and like the thing that you said you almost ordered a game because of one of those things, and it turned out to be not true, right?
Well, that's another topic here that, we might as well marry these two up. There's no reason to keep them separate. One of those types of videos, and I don't name names. I don't name channel names. I've said that because I feel it's unprofessional. If anybody else wants to, go right ahead. I'm all for it. I'm just not going to do it personally. But yeah, talking about they had taken the kill cams out of Call of Duty. That was the big production. That was one of his big things you needed to know before you buy. Obviously, that didn't happen. That was bullshit. But why you got to do that, man? You got hundreds of thousands of dadgum subs. You gonna lie to all those people? I just wonder why you have to do that at that level. That's all I'm asking. Do whatever you want. You've said it before too. Do what you do. Make your money, whatever you got to do. But why you got to do that at that level? You could literally make a video of yourself on a unicycle, picking your nose with a baboon on your head, farting Dixie out your butt, and you'd still get views. The numbers are going to demand it because the subs are there. Why you got to go in there live at Call of Duty? Blows my mind, man. It absolutely blows my mind. Why it has to be that way.
We both come from a world of needing. We make things because we have artistic reasons and souls behind them, and not everything is built for us. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm trying to be the devil's advocate. Not everything is made for you. If people are lying. That's one thing. But if people are trying to, actually try to give news and information, that's another thing. Oh, we got some beeping going on here. I'm getting texts.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary. I don't know why anybody has to do that. I would never. I don't care how much it got you, because what would it be worth? I can tell you it's worth about 8,000 thumbs down. Those numbers are there. Again, I just don't know what the purpose is there. Pretty much anything with a buzzy title in it or a game that's hot for the moment, you're gonna get the views. You don't have to lie about the game. And I'm certainly not watching any video like that because I want to be lied to, and I don't know, it just makes me want to throw up. My whole point is, again, who cares what anybody does? Quit complaining, Mur. You can say that, but this is a community, all right? YouTube itself is a whole community, and it is a culture. And the more of that goes on, that suggests to the lower levels, and I mean way on down the pole, way on down the trough users, that's the way to make it, they're going to do just like it. It's monkey see, monkey do. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want to see tubers that may have had a shot at having integrity, regardless of what that may cost them, go down those same paths, because there's enough of that horse dookie already on the internet and on the feeds and everything that you got to weed through to get to an actual decent video. We don't need any more people doing that. But if that becomes what it takes, then literally we will reach a point where that's what everyone's doing, and it will be sink or swim. If you choose not to do it, and I will choose not to do it, you're going to fail.
I mean, what's failing? What's success?
Exactly. And that now I'm defining that differently. Defining that as a way that this benefits you monetarily and somehow, and that's not right either. Because success is when you got a community that, regardless of the size, you got people supporting you, people that enjoy it. You're having fun. You enjoy the content you're creating. That's success, in a word. I know that's contradictory to the way I just put it, but that is true. I mean, that's how you got to look at it. But if you're actually wanting to do this full time, and that's what I mean, take out what I want out of it. Again, I'm talking about people in general, right, that make YouTube videos. If they see that, I got to make fake videos about stuff, they're going to do it. Everybody's going to start doing it. Well, I mean, lost in a sea of it.
There is a fucking giant bandwagon. One of our favorite channels, Dave, D is constantly ragging on people making fake videos just of that same thing. The kids pitching a fit in fucking GameStop, or the guy that claims he finds, a World War II 6 weeks before it's out in the streets,
Yeah, come on, man.
That shit, those things are all over the place, man, and just don't watch it, it's hard. It's sad that our world has become a clutter fest of lowest common denominator bullshit, but what do you think country music is and why it's
the thing of it is if they want to do those, great, and they're going to get the views because people are going to click them, great. But what I don't understand is, how do they get to 1 million subs? That many people feel the need, they're going to check back with this guy? But it's obvious BS, because what is that telling us? Is that an indictment on the education system? There's that many people dumb enough to believe this? That's the reason you would sub to it.
My theory that 1 out of every 4 people is retarded, and all of those motherfuckers watch YouTube. Every fourth person watches YouTube.
Well, again, they're making their money, so it's just. But again, it damages the community as a whole, and it's just not necessary. They say, and we've said this before, you say fake it till you make it, but you've already made it. You got more subs than I'll ever see in my lifetime, so you don't have to do that. You can literally make a video of you riding a tortoise while you're playing a banjo, shooting bottle rockets out of your bare ass, and you're going to get views. And you don't even have to lie about having done it. You can do it.
I say that.
Lie about having done it.
You just made my next rating system.
You're going to get views.
You just created my next rating system.
I have no idea how I did that, but you're welcome.
I'm going to make a video of that, and that's going to be my next rating system.
But yeah, 15 things you need to know before you buy. Give me a break. And people claiming to have the specs on the same channel in question I'm talking about claims to have PlayStation 5 specs, and they're rattling them off like oh, it was leaked. Whatever, dude. You're so full of hog diarrhea. I mean, you lied about Call of Duty. We're going to believe you about a PlayStation 5? Stick it in your ear. Anyway, let's get on to something a little bit more positive.
Positivity, go!
I could complain all day, and I still will. A new Windows update. It's probably not even that new, but I turn on my Xbox every once in a while. Molly plays it more than me. The new Windows update has successfully hidden everything I may possibly want to access on my Xbox One, including my games. It sounds like an Onion article topic. I can't find my games. I finally find it. It's in like a gray square down here. You got to scroll all the way down. It's not even green anymore. It's a gray square. Like, go, don't look at this. Your games are here. We don't want you to see these. Quit redoing it. What was wrong with it? There was nothing wrong with it. Now I don't know where anything is. And I couldn't find my clips. I still couldn't find all the menus for that right where they would have normally been, which was also moved. Again, it's like an Onion article topic. I mean, you got to be kidding me with this. You've literally moved everything I could ever possibly want to access on this thing and hidden it. It's like a game. It's like a randomizer for Zelda or something. It's like, oh, well, everything's still here. But good luck locating any of it. And you know what? Why even bother? Because in a month from now, when you come back and finally get time to play this piece of crap again, we'll have moved it all once more. That would be a good idea for a channel, patent pending. Where your Microsoft apps are today. Well, let me go and watch the channel. I need to find out where they moved everything. So feel free to chime in, anybody viewing at home, if you've had similar problems. And I know I can hear the people saying, oh, well, it's not a problem for me. I don't have those problems. Well, I'm having those problems.
Well, I haven't really messed around with my Xbox One in a while. I have Cuphead. I played it a little bit. It got boring after a while. It's the same, it's fun, but it's very hard. It's I haven't messed with menus, haven't watched TV. All I do is use it to turn on the TV on and off, you know what I mean? Like, and it streams my TV through it. So
Lucky Collector is amazed that you can use the Switch controllers to play games. He says he thought you just threw them at the TV. See, that's why you got to have those videos, man.
That's what top
15 things you didn't know, man.
I mean, if you owned a Wii, you might have known that. Because that happened with the Wii's as well. People threw them through their televisions.
So Robert Payne's backing me up here. Same here. The update moved everything around on the Xbox One. The point is there was no need. We already knew where it was. Moving it did not make it any more efficient. It's that same tired old freaking ideal that they've taken from retail sales, that if they don't move everything around, the customer, the robotic customer, the sheep, they quit making purchases. And that's false. Nothing drives me more berserk than going in a store and they've absolutely just moved everything and nothing is where it goes. Where's the baby food? Oh, it's with the sporting goods. No, it's not. It was not supposed to. Why? And I'm not going to buy more of it now either. And it's the same thing here. They got to keep it crisp. That's that retail buzzword that we love. They like to keep it crisp. That's for lettuce, man. That's for freaking lettuce. I come back and you've moved all my stuff. I don't have much game time. And I got to spend half of it trying to find out where my games went. Appreciate it.
So we're downvoting the Xbox overhaul.
Oh, yeah? Well, my Xbox just heard you say that and it turned on.
Did it really?
Yeah. Because it's so full of itself, man. It likes to be talked to. If you say it, it comes up. But you notice it didn't happen to. It's funny. I said it. You didn't say it. Hell, you may have my Xbox downloading something. I don't know.
I'm sorry, man. I'm over here taking notes for later on. I'm making a little poll as we go along.
I see.
Are we done with that topic? You're right.
I think we are. Unless
fuck
you want
Microsoft. I have said fuck Microsoft for years. It just makes me sick that I have to have one. Because my brother is a fucking boxer.
Well, let's do a write-in. Let's see. The Kinect is a turd. Xbox, turn off. You see, it doesn't know how to do that.
It just killed mine.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. I'm just kidding. But it could have.
I've never been able to turn mine off before.
I can, it does. Mine does listen to me pretty well. I'll give it that much. The Kinect camera seems to be okay, and it works well. And again, when we first got it, and it was we were playing Battlefield 4, pretty great experience. But every game since then has had nothing but mind-numbingly retarded issues.
But these guys want to sell you a new $500 console, right?
Oh yeah, come on, get it.
That's all. I mean, yeah, I can walk away from this. That's not a problem. But these people want to sell me another one.
Yes, please.
In what universe am I going to do that?
In the Marvel universe. Have you seen Thor Ragnarok, by the way? It was incredible.
I have not.
I thought it was incredible. 2 thumbs up from CaptNRetro. All right, well, my topic is number 3 topic here. And it is, we might be getting a new Super Mario Brothers. In fact, it's very, very, very plausible. Movie, sorry, a new Super Mario Brothers movie from the Nintendo studios and a studio called Illumination Entertainment, who made Despicable Me and a plethora of other films.
A plethora.
Plethora. Do you know what a plethora is? The Wall Street Journal reported, let's see, what day was this? This was sometime earlier on the November 14th. So that's like 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, November 14th, 11 a.m. Illumination Entertainment, which makes animated films for Comcast Corp's Universal Pictures, is close to an agreement with Nintendo Company. Now that means close to an agreement. They have not finalized an agreement yet.
Yeah.
To make
it hand grenades on close.
Exactly. To make an animated Super Mario movie based on the 32-year-old film franchise, blickety bloobity blah. To read the full story, sign in. Wow, I don't need to read the full story. I read it the other night, and it's all good. That's cool. I think Nintendo needs to be making films again. I know they made the Pokemon, movies, and a lot of those straight to VHS stuff. They, Pokemon's their thing, but I have always felt that even with that horrible misstep of a live-action movie they made, what's your problem? What are you doing? Why is it 25, 30 years later and we still haven't seen a good movie attempted to be made out of any of these franchises? You know how fucking cool a Metroid movie would be?
Yeah.
Nowadays, like, what they could do is, oh my God, I'd go see a Metroid movie. Or a Zelda movie. Like, give me a Lord of the Rings epic, amazing looking Zelda film, with real people and giant monsters, and just give it to me. Come on, Nintendo, make some movies. I can't wait. Let me work on them. I'll do some sound work. CaptNRetro for hire. Check out my IMDb page. I do sound work. I will act if you need me to. I don't recommend it, but I will do it. So that's cool. What do you think? Would you go see Nintendo movies?
Oh, I never have not. I mean, but arguably there's not really ever been a Nintendo movie. I mean, I love The Wizard, and I was there, not because it's a good movie.
Has nothing to do with Nintendo. Nintendo did not make that, really. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I know there was a Super Mario Brothers movie, but King Koopa was a person, so.
That's the only movie they've made. That's the only film, like, other than Pokemon, that they've made.
Yeah.
And it's terrible, obviously, if you have not seen the live-action Super Mario Brothers movie from the 90s.
Just like Microsoft Edge.
You don't need to. But that's pretty cool. Very, very cool news. And, still apparently still in the ink drying phases. That nothing's been signed. They're getting the ink ready, I guess. Not the ink drying phase, but the swirling of the ink phase. No one has signed the document yet, but I believe that it could happen. And if it does, that's a good thing for... Number one, it's probably a good thing for Atlanta, because I'd be sure that we'd be getting some movies made here, eventually. Atlanta's becoming a giant hub for film nationally. It's always been a big area to shoot movies in, but for the last 5 to 10 years, it's really taken over, and it may become. If New York isn't number 2, then Atlanta is probably closing in on it. You know what I mean? Like I would think L.A. and then New York are pretty much one between the two of them, and then 2, maybe 3 is New York or is Atlanta, and then Chicago would probably be the third, closest big city they shoot a lot of stuff in. So I don't really know the actual stats on that, but I would imagine it's a lot. A lot of the movies you see and a lot of the TV shows you see, especially on Netflix lately, are shot here in Georgia. Ka-ching!
That's a good sound.
That is a good sound.
Must be the money.
Maybe not a good sound for you, personally, on that actual sale, but we will talk about that after the podcast.
All right.
As long as they pay for it. Where did my fucking notes go? Okay, over here. This thing. Anyway, okay, that's number 3. We are good to go. We do get a good thumbs up. We've got a thumbs up vote.
We got nothing but good response last time, and that's rare. I'm getting a lot of hate on my Atari Flashback unboxing. I didn't rant or anything. I was very calm. Not sure where all that hate's coming from, but all I did was tell you it was a ripoff, and it was missing the paddle controllers, and it was more expensive than the older ones. I guess a lot of people like getting ripped off, but that was just interesting to me. But yeah, so I think if anybody's going to be upset, it'll be at my podcast rants, and hope everybody's enjoying that because there's much more on the way.
Well, if that thing sucks, you said it like you thought, so that's all you can do is be.
It's all right, but it ain't no $80, man.
Right.
It was late coming out. It's missing the paddle controllers intentionally. It was horribly packaged intentionally, and I could go on. So if you're somebody that likes buying something that are all those things, then I really don't have a response for that. Most people generally would not.
I came a step away from picking up one of those portable Sega Genesis things they've put at Walmart. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've heard nothing but bad.
Yeah, when I picked up the box, it felt like I was picking up an empty box of air, and I was like, that's not a good sign.
No, it's a turd.
Like, this is electronic. This might be Tiger 2.0. No, thank you. So I can't imagine that anything Flashback Games makes is worth a whole hell of a lot. But if you're, if you need it for like a vacation house and you just want to have like a fucking Nintendo somewhere and it's $40, you see one used 20, it might be worth $20. I've got 5 of them out in a box in the garage. You can come get them if you want. Atari Flashback 1, 2. There might be a 3 in there. There's a couple of those Namco Pac-Man joystick games. I did actually pull one of those out to give to you somewhere around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Super Pac-Man. Did I not hand that to y'all last time y'all were here? Little Super Pac-Man joystick game?
I don't think so. No.
Well, it must be out in the garage then. I'm pretty sure I've got one of those little things. It's a Super Pac-Man. Plug and play.
Sweet.
All right, so thumbs up on Nintendo movie. Thumbs downs over here. What's the next topic, buddy?
Well, moving on to, and we touched a little already on the fact that we've got Skyrim on the Switch. That'll be out at midnight tonight. A lot of tubers have already got it early and got it free and are already asking, is it worth it? Well, I'm imploring people to not ask that question. I know there's people that make a living off asking that question about literally every game ever made. That's fine. Do what you got to do. I'm going to ask you as a personal favor to me not to ask that question about Skyrim on the Switch. Because what you're asking is it worth it to buy a portable Skyrim, which...
And it's Game of the Year edition, like, basically, right? It's all the stuff.
You got all the stuff. I realize there could be some frame rate issues. It's not like it's a PS4. Still, it's a portable Skyrim, okay? That's like asking, is it worth it to have a pitcher of ice water in the desert? Or is it worth it to have a parachute when being pushed out of a plane that's going down? It's definitely worth it. So I just hope everybody will use a little discretion there and just give Skyrim the benefit of the doubt and just say, it is worth it. Call it that. Tell everybody that it is worth it, because I think it is. I know some people might think that it's not. And, if you don't want it again, don't buy it again. But, I know folks that have just, they're Skyrimmed out. They don't feel a need to do this again, but if you're like me and you're just a nut for it, yeah, it's a portable Skyrim. That's the whole thing. If it wasn't portable, no, I wouldn't buy it on another system. But now you can take it with you. That's neat. I'm lying to myself because I'm not going to get to play it anywhere anyway. I don't even get to play at home half the time. But still, take it on vacation. You laid up in the hotel playing some Skyrim. That just sounds fantastic.
When does that come out? Is it this week or next week?
Tonight.
Tonight.
Tonight at midnight. So tomorrow I will have a copy and I'll be streaming some play. I'll be doing a new character build, not a wizard this time. I'll let you know what it is when we start. And, you know, again, you don't need to come to me to see footage of this. There's 1,000,001 people already streaming it, but, you know, some of those same people aren't Skyrim heads either. They're just streaming it because it's the game of the day or whatever. Now I'm going to bring it to you in true D&D styled fashion. We're going to create a character with a whole set of rules that we administer ourselves, a certain way that has to be played. And I think you find that experimenting my way with that, you will get a really neat build out of it. But if you want to join me for that, it'll be ripe with golden conversation and commentary. I'm excited to play Skyrim for the umpteenth thousandth time just because I am. It just has never gotten old.
Well, it's the same as like LA Noire and all these other awesome old game ports they're putting out. Like, of course they're worth it. The games were amazing. It doesn't matter what system you want to play it on. If it's your first time playing it, pick it up. You know what I mean? Like, it's worth it. It's worth every bit of it. It's a great game.
I think so too.
Those
But
are redundant and stupid. And
it gets a little
covered that topic a million times, and I'm done asking if it's worth it. It's not.
When everybody in the entire world wants to ask it simultaneously, and obviously they're all going to say it is, it gets a little cringy to look at. So let's just skip this one. We know it's worth it. It's a pitcher of water on a desert island. It is a parachute on a plane that's going down. It is the cherry on the whipped cream, not necessarily for me because I don't like them. Jason Rotberg says he's playing COD for the first time and he can't stay. And that's interesting.
Thanks for playing, Roddy.
While we're on Call of Duty, since you've reminded me of that, and don't get me wrong, I love Call of Duty. It's a fun game, whichever one you want to talk about. But World War II really did shit the bed, man. And not just with the servers and the pre-order bonus failures. I hear more talk about the servers than the pre-order bonus failures. I still can't collect half of my pre-order stuff. But the thing is everybody just begged and begged for the boots on the ground. This is what I want to touch on. Everybody begged and begged for the boots on the ground. But you know what I see? The culture's still the same, man. Everybody's still Halo jumping. The camping is insane. And they're already quick scoping like crazy. So that didn't change anything. You know, the culture is still the same. And, you know, the point being that everyone acts like this was going to fix the franchise or something. And I said from the beginning that it wasn't. I'm biased in saying so because I didn't want a World War II Call of Duty. That just doesn't do anything for me. The weapons aren't very cool. And, well, they're not. The guns are crap. Even a launcher is a 2-hit kill. I mean, I made a suppository out of this rocket on this one guy. I just happened to have my launcher out and I turned and here's a guy and he's against the wall. I just let one loose on him, buddy. Watching that kill cam, I mean, he went red, but he didn't die. He didn't freaking die. A freaking anti-tank weapon to the face and the guy doesn't die. So, you know what? This is just crap. I mean, they still have nerfed explosives in this game freaking 6 installments later. They're never going to get it right, man. They're never going to freaking get it right. You still have to make 2 melee attacks to kill somebody. That's a pain in the butt. I mean, I got all the way up to him. You owe me the freaking kill. Unless it's bayonet. No, you got to hit him twice. It's just, I don't know. I'm trying to like it. And, you know, you got this card reward system. And half the cards I'm getting are just dumbass grips. And you can't even see the grip, your hand's on it. I mean, I'm sure you can in the screen where you look at it or whatever. But that's not, the camo is what you see on it, obviously, when you pick the gun up. So it's like, oh, I'm not getting all these grips, man. That's just boring. And it's like that almost is like a good thing, like a counter to a bad thing, because people are complaining about microtransactions. So just don't spend the money. You're just going to get a box full of grips. But overall, I have to just say that this is exactly what I said it was going to be. There's
only one box full of grips that I care about getting.
Well, you know, and I realized that I have the right to not buy the game. I didn't pay for it. You know, I hustled for it. I traded, got it. Great.
That was a vagina joke. Keep it going. Sorry.
It made sense to do it because the stuff I traded for it was worth less than a copy of Call of Duty is right now. So I'm playing with house money, I guess, or whatever the right word is. But I am still disappointed, and that's my final judgment. You know, I've given it some play time, and I'm still disappointed in it. It's fun because Call of Duty is always fun, but it's just not what I would have done with it.
Really always fun? It's not always fun. But it's
it'll make you madder than a wet hen, that's for sure too. But as a whole, I love throwing it in and playing a few rounds. I usually always get enjoyment out of that.
On the whole, it's a fun game.
Let's turn it back to YouTube.
Okay.
8-minute or more ads on some videos. That's a little intrusive.
Unskippable 8-minute ads?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Normally, no, you can skip them. But there's a convenient little bug in place that I've seen on Roku, on some smart TVs. Never on my phone, but just in some instances where the skip button, it ain't having none of it. So you got an 8-minute ad for a 3-minute video or something. My whole point is that's unbalanced. I should never see. I mean, they're so worried about the right ads going to the right videos, and we had that whole monetization freak out where everybody's getting canceled and, you know, deleted and all this crap. And these people want to put 8-minute. There's no 8-minute commercial. I mean, that's like a show. You're not having an 8-minute. Who the hell ever watched an 8-minute commercial? Nobody watches the ads anyway. Have you ever watched an ad and then went right out and bought something as a result of it, or did business with it, or clicked on a pop-up? Nobody does that. No one does it. It's been the most useful piece of shit ever since it was conceived. That type of advertising. It's like the radio station commercials. Oh, commercial. You change the station. You're not listening to them. You're not going to hear this freaking monotone idiot drone on about a special you can get on putting gutters on your freaking house. You're going to move somewhere else and hear some music somewhere else. It doesn't work. But we're forcing it even harder with, and now it's going to be 8-minute commercials. No, it's not. You're not going to have me for 1 minute, much less 8. Don't put it on there. Can you imagine what they probably pay for that, too? I can't imagine that's cheaper for the advertiser. And I would also wonder, too, because we still don't know the magic gremlin, goblin, Willy Wonka secret theory of how anybody makes money on YouTube because no one wants to talk about it. But do the tubers actually get paid more for having those on there? Again, who knows? Because no one will ever tell me how you make money on YouTube. I don't believe it happens.
It happens. I like the magic Willy Wonka Gremlins theory, though.
It's like Wyoming. Have you ever been to Wyoming? Do you know anyone from Wyoming? It's not really there.
I've touched it. I've been in all 48 landlocked states. But I can't tell you what it looks like. It was flat, as far as I remember. The part we were in. That was in a bus. That's awesome. Occasionally a commercial will make me buy, or I will sit and watch it. Like I thought that the girl that played the little Goldilocks in that bed commercial where she pulls the thing down and it drops on the bed and like she's dressed up like Goldilocks. I thought she was kind of hot, so I watched that. A lot of that commercial. I don't know if I watched the whole thing, but I was like, this girl's cute and funny, and I could watch this for a minute or two. So when she's on, I don't skip it right away, but eventually it gets skipped.
I understand. I mean, those are the rare instances where maybe an ad works. It's working for you in that instance. But 8 minutes, it ain't all going to be that.
Yeah, I mean, that's Oscar worthy. I think a short film has to be at least 8 minutes to be considered for an Oscar. So maybe that's what they're going for. It's a short film.
It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely it's a waste of everybody's time. It's a waste of everyone's time. It's not even helping the person that paid for the 8 minutes. Nobody watches an 8-minute ad. Nobody. It's not going to happen. So why is it there? I feel like I'm getting nothing done in this podcast. I'm just complaining, but sometimes I need to complain.
Well, no, that's what this is for. This is our weekly session of bitching.
I would rather come to you with news. I would rather try to give you information, but since I don't have any technically, and I'm not going to make any up, I just have a long list of complaints. And according to my list, we're still not done.
Well, get on to the next one. Let me, my buddy Josh is here. Let me open the garage. Go ahead and start the next one. I'm going to let him in. We got some stuff to do tonight. So hold on a second. Or go ahead and start the next topic without me.
All right, then. The next topic is very near and dear to my heart, and it involves the entire EA Sports Online community. They all suck. These are all a bunch of freaking 10-year-olds that can't stand to lose a game. And by 10-year-olds, I don't literally mean they are 10-year-olds. Most of them are probably my age or around that age. But they can't lose a game. These freaking people can't lose a game. And with a freaking community that is so poisoned, I don't understand how EA Sports games continue to sell games every year. Now, I'm terrible at Madden. I'm terrible at those games in general. The people that are good at them are good at them. But let's talk about those rare instances where, hey, all of a sudden my offense is really clicking. And all of a sudden I'm scoring. And it's starting to be a close game. And oh my God, God forbid if I pull into the lead, shut down, they quit. At the first sign of anything, and this has been happening to me since I've been playing EA Sports games online, the people quit. They cannot freaking stand it. I have a losing record in a lot of online EA games because of people quitting. And, you know, you're supposed to get the win when that happens. It doesn't always work that way. They disconnect. Sometimes it still hands you the loss. So it messes up your profile and everything too. What I don't understand is why that is literally everybody I find in those communities. When I'm getting my ass kicked on a game of Madden, I let it happen. Just let it happen. Because you're not going to get any better unless you learn what these people are spamming and exploiting to win every freaking game and learn how to defend it against it. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to win every game, but you're not going to do that. So take your lumps. But when I'm playing a freaking dude and I might go up a touchdown or two on him and he just quits because, you know, the touchdowns are consecutive, you can just feel it. It's palpable. There's a buzzword for it. You can feel it. It's like, oh, he's going to quit. He's going to freaking quit. That's my number one fear when I'm playing EA Sports games online. Not that I'm going to lose, that the other guy's going to run away. And again, I'm not even that good, but it just makes sure that I never get a legit win. So leading up to NBA Live 18, I know no one gives a flying turd about that game, and as well they shouldn't. But it's an EA Sports game, all right, with an obviously small community. It's not Madden. It's, you know, a game that has to compete with 2K and has never done very well at doing that. I actually set out to play an NBA Live 18 online game the other night thinking, okay, I've got the controls down. I'm going to lose. But let's learn something. So I went on there to play an online game. Well, it was a good game. Dude's not bad, right? But you know, my offense is clicking and my defense, this is what's sick. My freaking defense is messing this guy up, man. I'm stealing. I'm putting it in his face. I'm taking it right from him on the rebound. One douche, it's going in. You know, the numbers are going up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, oh, my God, that was so sick. That was so nasty. And I'm like, I'm checking my replays, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Wait. He's going to quit. That was my first thought is, Murray, you got to stop. You got to stop. You got to let him close the gap a little bit. It's like fishing. It's like fishing. I'm reeling it slow. You don't want to go too fast and break the line, and you don't want to let him off the hook either, but you got to do it the right way. It's like, oh my God, I can't beat this guy's freaking ass in because he's going to quit. He's going to run away. And then I had another thought. I thought, you know how stupid that sounds? These are grown men in most cases playing these games. You can lose. All the times I've lost, you can freaking lose. Now, before I tell you the rest of the story, you want to tell me what you think happened?
He closed the gap and took the lead, and then you did it back to him, and he quit.
That's a good guess, but it was even worse for him. I just decided I'd turn it on right there and test my theory, and I went up 6 more points on him with 3 consecutive steals. And sure enough, man, he shit-canned the game. He was done. And I sent his little peckerhead a message and said, what happened, brah? What happened, bro? You got to talk their language.
How'd you spell it?
It's always bro and brah.
How'd you spell that?
Bro?
BRAAAAH?
No response, man. He had nothing to say. So it's like, okay, no problem. You know, I got the win for the record. That's fine. But that's not how I wanted it either. You know, we were having a good game, and it wasn't that far off. I mean, I was maybe 14 points up on them, but that's not insurmountable. I digress, though. I know I painted a big picture there, but what I'm getting at is this is the EA online sports community, bar none, games wide, FIFA, Madden, NBA, NHL, all of them.
It also includes the show because that happens in the show too.
Well, this is what I'm seeing. And if it stretches to that, then it's the same thing. And I know we're not necessarily talking about EA.
It's the online gaming community, man. We're
talking about an online gaming community, but we're talking about a game that needs that. You know, it's sold every year based on that sole purpose to be able to play a game online with a bunch of crybabies. I'd rather play a board game with my kid. You know, I mean, Molly, I've never let her win a game in her life. I've never let her win. So when she beats me legitimately, she can feel proud of it.
And you can be proud of it.
These people were obviously not raised that way. Don't let them win. You know, and it just blows my mind that with a community that poisoned, where I literally cannot find someone to do a straight up good game with, that these people manage to sell games every year. Because you know the people that are racking up the wins, they're not playing full games either. They play for a quarter and they're up 28-0 on somebody and they quit. Why is that entertaining? Finish the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to win everything.
Well, I just don't. That's my question. I know I was all over the place with that, but how is EA selling these games annually to a community that's so toxic you can't even finish a game on one of these games? You and I both skipped Madden this year, and I got NBA Live because there was a price cut on it. And it's a fun game, but it's the same problem on a much smaller scale. The only online game I played, I dared poke my head out of the molehill for just a second there, scoring some points. Dude goes running off crying. That's not fun.
I thought about picking up FIFA for the Switch, just so I could have a portable soccer game. But I really don't play a whole lot of basketball games. I liked NBA Street and those like fun, NBA Jam games, but like basketball is not my favorite sport. It bores me to watch in real life. It's pass the ball, up, slam it, pass the ball, slam it. It's boring. I saw Michael Jordan in his prime. I don't need to watch any more basketball. I'm good.
But, again, I don't like it to be all negative. I thought I had some positive things to touch on this week. I really didn't. I just complained a lot. But, I like it when I find new YouTube channels, regardless of the size, that have integrity and content. And when they have their own little communities going in there of people that aren't there to troll the poop out of each other, but have legitimate conversations about the topics. It tickles me to death when I see that, but it's not a common thing. And generally what I'm seeing is just horse manure. And there's all these different kind of forms of it. Just like a turd can take different shapes depending on the food eaten. Whether it's a 15 things you need to know before you buy, where 7 of the 15 things are the same thing. Or whether it's an is it worth it video about a game that's obviously worth it or whatever. It just makes you want to eat your own diarrhea. Or maybe it doesn't make you want to eat your own diarrhea, but it makes me want to just eat diarrhea. It makes me want to pull my eyes out of my head and stick them in my freaking ears until I bleed out. It really drives me that freaking crazy. See, Chasing the Classics is pooping right now, he says. Just at the mere mention of that, he had to defecate.
He gets it.
It's just... Again, and it's like, oh, fine, don't subscribe, don't watch those channels. It doesn't matter. It's in your feed. It's everywhere. You can't.
It's not. Well, I will say this, dude. I have unsubscribed from every channel that I figured I was done watching and couldn't take anymore like that because of that kind of shit. And my feed has cleared up, dude. It's only right now on this, what I'm looking at on my screen.
There's hope.
Is everything I would watch in the real world except for one thing that got thrown up in there that's a Joe Rogan podcast, something or other. that isn't something
It just blows my mind, man. It's so not necessary for any of the for the fake information, for the lying about stuff.
It took 2 months.
The freaking speculatory nonsense about stuff is not even worth talking about, but it's still, you're coming across like you already have the skinny on it when you don't. And it's just, again, I don't care. Do what you want to do, but it's setting a bad example. It's setting a bad. All future tubers are gonna say, oh, well, this is what you have to do. You have to do fake videos, unless, like I say, unless you were going to film yourself upside down, riding an ostrich while getting your toenails painted by a mime who's completely naked and painted in rainbow colors for some reason, and is wearing a hat of your favorite sports team. You're going to think you have to do all those other things to get views. And it's just, that's poison. That's so toxic. I would like to think, as long as you're on top and got your finger on the pulse of the news, you got the hot new games, you're doing what's hot. I'm not telling you don't do what's hot, but do it tactfully, do it tastefully. There's a way to do it. And the way to do it is not lying about things that don't exist in Call of Duty. I mean, God, how pathetic. Stop complaining. All right, I'm done.
No, I love it, man. I love it.
Now, you don't know, people tell me all the time, oh, you just stop complaining. You're just mad because of this. You're just jealous because of that. No, it has nothing to do with that, man. It really doesn't. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it.
It's LCD, man. Lowest common
denominator. Get it out of my face. I don't want to see it.
And, you know,
I don't ask to see it. I'm not looking for it.
It's driven on an algorithm of LCD. And it applies to all. And until you wipe it from your feed, you gotta wipe it, and it takes a while. It took me 2 months to get my feed cleared up, but I don't see that bullshit no more. Until
Robert Payne says maybe someone should make a video on 15 things he doesn't need to know before he buys something. The irony of that statement is that's literally what they could have done, because the people that did them for like Mario Odyssey is like, dude, you can't tell me anything I need to know. It's the new Mario. That's literally the one thing you need to know, and you already knew it. You know, so yeah, 15 things you don't need to know.
It's the same thing, you know, the music industry, the film industry, it's all homogenized bullshit. And if you don't jump on that bandwagon and feel like you're part of it, then you don't feel like you're successful. And it's fine.
You're not going to see that here.
I'll take integrity over success all day long.
Apparently I will too, because I've done it my whole life, and I've been content to just be where I'm at. And that's what it's going to keep on being. And if it ever amounts to anything, then I'll have proven that
it will. It amounts to
it can by going that route. And that's really what I want to do. Because if not, this whole experiment fails anyway. So as far as things we've got on the horizon, again, we'll be playing plenty of Skyrim Switch tomorrow. And again, I know you have a choice in people that you watch play Skyrim Switch. If you don't want to fly air EmceeMur, that's up to you. But I'm going to be streaming it because this is a game that I have put hundreds and hundreds of hours in. And we'll talk a little bit about my D&D style character builds on there, the rules you can impose on yourself, and ways you can make Skyrim a little more fun for yourself, even if you're thinking that you can't stomach it a 15th time. Let me show you some new and interesting ways to do that. I guarantee you it's going to be a good time.
V's watching us while he poops as well. I like this, that people go to the bathroom and watch us. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, I mean, that's great, because if we're keeping you regular, then, you know, that's a win. That's a win in my book.
We're helping regulate. I like that.
Well, you know, nobody likes a towel rack grabber, man. You want it to come out nice and smooth.
Yep.
And that's why you need the towel rack in front of the toilet. If you're ever going to buy real estate and the towel rack's not in front of the toilet, you have a problem, because it needs to be there. It's for support. You got to be able to grab that bar. It's kind of like a wrestling match when you're grabbing the rope, so they'll do the break, so it breaks off.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that. You grab the toilet, you grab the towel rack, and you push, and that's when you get your break. And you're done. That's what we call a towel rack grabber. But yeah, we've got that on the horizon. I'm pretty sure we're going to do Xenoblade 2. That's looking like a pretty hot ticket for a collector's unboxing. We'll see what all's in there. Not that they haven't already shown us, but it's still fun to open it and see it up close. And then we've already got, I think, 10 game releases slated for first quarter next year. So I'm just dreading all the work I've got to do, and it'll kick right off in January with Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. There's just, oh my God, the unboxings, the streams. It's going to be absolutely crazy right here on the EmceeMur show.
That last comment.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, I definitely will not change or conform. I didn't do it with the band, and I'm not going to do it here just because that's, like you say, what is success? I got to enjoy doing it. I tell you what, I'll definitely end up stopping. And I would hope that if I did something that someone did not like, they would tell me. And, you know, that's not happening on that Atari video. Again, for that example, 15 thumbs down, that's a new record. I've never had more than maybe 2. So I was like, man, what was the problem with that? I don't care, but I mean, you could tell me, because when I tell people, I say, I want you to get in the comments. I want to talk to you. When I ask if you have the game with your friend, have the game. If you go to your friend's house, play the game with your friend, invite you over to play the game with your friend, you can put have dinner with your friend before you play the game. I love to get a conversation. I'm being serious when I tell you I like to have a conversation with you, even if it's one about, hey, man, you suck. Hey, but let's talk about that. I probably do. Let's talk. You know, I won't bite. I like to have a conversation about that kind of stuff. And I think that that's a problem with a lot of these other tubers, too, that don't get active enough in their communities. I know once you get 1 million subs, you can't talk to everybody, but some of them is just nothing but arguments and trolling all the way down. And it's nice to be able, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's kind of nice to be at this level where I can be up close and personal with everyone that's watching and everyone that's got something to say, because I'm not doing it just to save face or just to cover bases. I legit want to talk to you about this stuff. That's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about it, discuss it, analyze it, break it down, dig through it like it's a dadgum owl turd, and find out what's really going on in there.
Well, that's what this show is definitely about, and about our topics. And if anybody has any topics out in the comment world, there, please throw them up on the board. We can take some questions. We can take some comments. I don't do anything in this world that doesn't make me smile, and that's been a rule of mine that I've done for a long time. So I do my best to not shine negativity out into the world, and occasionally I do. Occasionally I have thrown some shade. Let's not get it twisted. But
getting it twisted.
It was all in good fun for most part, and you know, be positive, be the light you want to see, put out good vibes, and good things will happen. And good things have happened. My life is a roller coaster of awesomeness that I wouldn't trade for anything. And you know, who's to say that you won't be missing this level of YouTube variety in a month, in 10 months? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. You just got to do you and do it for you. And, you know, good things will come. That's all you can.
Well, you know, at the end of it all,
you can't get negative subscribers. You can lose some subscribers, but you can never have negative subscribers. It'll never get down past 0. So don't worry about it.
I thought maybe at one point it would, but I only had like 7 or 8 of them. But I certainly never pictured that it would be where it is now. So it's amazing to me that many people actually give a crap. But that's what I'm hoping, is that you like me for me and you like what I'm giving you. And if you don't, we can always tweak it a little bit. But it's always going to be complete, raw, and unrefined EmceeMur. And I always hope that reaches everybody and it hits them the right way and it tickles you.
And you know, we both have different styles for our shows, and it's cool to watch. I like watching your show because it's more of a one take necessity type thing. Like you get it in, you get it out, and you do it and you put it out. And mine is normally recorded in one take, and then I just chop that take all to pieces. You know what I mean? Like I might change the placement of stuff I said just to make, because it's funnier to me, or something's funnier that happens, and I take that and it becomes like my hook during the show or something like that. But that's the same thing I've always done with music. I'll sit down and I'll write a song out and I'll fuck around with it and chop it up, and you know what I mean? Like make it my own little thing and then hand it. But even if I'm doing a cover, it's become a Kevin cover, and that's what, you know, CaptNRetro is my cover version of what I saw when I first started watching video game pickup shows. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing my guy is definitely a character. CaptNRetro is definitely a fucking take nothing he says without a grain of salt when he's reviewing anything or making fun of anything, mostly because he's just being goofy. And people take shit way too personally on this planet. You know, so if we could all just get along, that'd be great. But you know, we don't all have to watch everybody's shit. You know, if you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. Please don't watch my shit if you don't like my face.
Oh, and I'm sure I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know I complain too much.
That's what makes you you, man. You are the
yeah, I mean, you're never gonna tell me I'm not being natural because that's
fucking 2007 or whatever it was when I first saw the Angry Video Game Nerd. I thought this motherfucker met Andy Murray. And just said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get me a fucking pair of glasses and I'm going to go piss and moan about video games. And he is a caricature of you without being, you know, without on purpose. It's one of those, like, everybody in this movie or TV show was, you know, created without any real person in mind. You know,
right.
They had to put that disclaimer at the end because I swear to God, I was like,
it's a coincidence.
When I first saw him, I thought he was you. I was like, is that Andy? No, that's not Andy. But he's mad like Andy.
Well, I tell you, everybody always would say, man, you know who you remind me of? Yeah, I know who I remind you of. Well, you got to watch. Okay, I'll watch him. And then it's, you know, when people tell you to watch things, it's always a tougher sell.
It made me sad.
Yeah, I'll watch it. But when I finally watched him, you know, I mean, James Rolfe has always been my favorite YouTuber. His show has just filled me with so much joy.
It made me sad to find out that he wasn't, that was more of a character than he is in real life. You know what I mean? Like
I don't wholeheartedly believe that. And he may believe it. He may have sold himself on it. A little bit of that is him. There's a
lot of him in there. Don't get me wrong. But like, yeah, I don't.
He can call it a character, but that's who he is. And it's great. And it's left me wondering at times if I had a brother out there. That's
what I mean. Like, is he related? He's got to be related somehow. There's got to be DNA between them two.
Man, you know who you remind me of? Yeah, I do. Dadgummit.
You know, so just keep doing what you do and be proud to do it. And if you get sick of doing it, take a break and don't do it anymore, or change up what you're doing. You know, my show next week might become something completely different if I get the whim. And that's the glory of this: is it's you and do what you want and don't care.
Well, we started on a road of a bunch of different series that we're doing. I've got a format, I've got a schedule. And I think everybody's enjoying what we're doing so far. So, again, we're going to keep going with those series and see them through as long as they're doing what they need to do. And we're always going to be bringing the yard sale findings and scavengings. Hope people are enjoying the podcasts and hope people are enjoying, you know, any of the unboxings for the collector stuff we come across. Anything I think you're going to want to see that you haven't already seen 5 million times from people that get it early. Bringing you the best and only best day one as soon as we can do it. But that's all I have for tonight, and that's about all the time I have for tonight.
All right.
So it was fun rapping with you on here tonight. Sorry we didn't get to anything remarkably positive, but just had to air some grievances there with some YouTube ads and some Microsoft switcheroos and the fact that Call of Duty sucks and the fact that people make fake videos about lying about games. And
to tell you how much EA
I feel better now.
Just to tell you how much EA sucks, I didn't even go after Battlefront 2. Fuck Battlefront 2. But I've heard it's nothing but a shitstorm mess, too. All I read is people are so pissed off about what's going on with Battlefront 2. I'm so glad I didn't care because that first one made me mad, too.
Yeah, something to the tune of $2,000 required to unlock everything and microtransactions and even then it's a crapshoot. So, you know, and we were talking about that at D&D last night because J-Town's got him a copy. I'm hoping he'll do something on his channel with it. But it's borderline gambling at this point, you know, to where it's like they might as well just let online gambling everywhere be legal if you're going to do that because that's what people are doing. Anybody that would blow that much on a game, and they will. I mean, phone app games have created that that culture or that behavior, whatever the right word is, that justification, the validation that it's okay to spend that much on a game experience. Not even the game, not even the TV, not even the system you're playing it on is worth that. But that, you know, oh, I spent $2,000 on it. Well, you got a problem with that? Oh, you can't? You must be poor.
Do you have a pinball machine to show for that? Because I mean,
that's what I'm not judging you if that's what you want to do, but I will say just aloud in my mind, that's crazy.
Yeah.
$2,000 will get you a 4K TV, that brand new shiny 4K Xbox, and more software than you can shake a stick at. I can't imagine how any gaming experience achieved that way would outdo all that new loot and an amazing new rig and setup like that. To me, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
And if you have that kind of money, it still doesn't matter. That's still a gross misappropriation of funds. It's just crazy.
Yeah, your accountant should slap the fuck out of you.
Yeah, it's just nuts, man. It's nuts. And the thing is you can't do that and simultaneously complain that that's the way these publishers are going, because when you show them that you'll spend that money, well, they're not going to stop. Again, it's validation, and that's on both sides. So at that point, you can just expect to see more and more games with even more intrusive microtransaction systems. And I'm not saying it's bad to have a loot system where it's pay to play or makes it a little more fun in some cases, but that's the slope. And next thing you're in a pay to win, and next thing that no one even likes it anymore. You can't be a factor in it without being married to it. Everybody I know playing Destiny 2 is giving up because you just can't. You just can't. You can't. You live on it and die of an aneurysm in your living room, or you're not a factor in the game. I don't have time. That's great. If that's what they want to do, if that's what the game wants to do, if that's what Activision wants to do. I don't have time in my life to play a game like that. And that's literally the reason I skipped that game this year. Like, nah.
Yeah, the first one,
no way.
I felt bait and switched by the first Destiny. I thought that was going to be more of a
definitely
planet hopping, astro journey of the lifetime in first person shooter, third person shooter. You know what I mean? Like, I thought this was going to be amazing. The same thing. It was in my mind what No Man's Sky was promised to be as well. Without, No Man's Sky wasn't necessarily going to be a shooter, but it was going to be or be perceived as like a warfare type of game. But like, I want a Mass Effect game where I can go to any planet and beam down onto it somehow and mess around.
And you didn't get that either. They sub Mass Effect out to a C team so they could make a new, I don't even remember what the name of it was, the one where they're jumping out of this drop ship or whatever. It's another microtransaction based MMO
Titanfall?
shooter. Well, no, not Titanfall. Titanfall I've actually got a lot of love for. Titanfall 2 is one of the best games that came out that season, and it's getting zero love. I played some the other night and was just blown away. Just absolutely a masterpiece. I can't believe that game's not getting any love. I can't remember what they named the freaking game that that team's working on, but it's another MMO.
I'm not liking.
Oh, you're not?
The goddamn combat's terrible.
I'm into it. I mean, it's not it's not the greatest game I've ever played, but I like the theme, and I love ancient Egypt. I think that's just a really cool.
I think it looks great, and I'm having fun when I'm not fighting or engaged in a quest, like just messing around. Like, it's great, but like the combat, maybe I just suck at combat. But R1 and R2 to be your attack is terrible. Like, my brain doesn't register those buttons as being necessary, so I'm constantly hitting the square button to like dive out of the way. What I think is a swing button, I'm diving into traffic and like getting hit with my other guys, and I'm just terrible at it. Maybe I'm just terrible. That could be it. But I'm not a fan of the damn new combat. Why would you fuck with Assassin's Creed combat? That's what's great about Assassin's Creed is the combat.
Well, they did that in Unity. They did that in a couple different ones that honestly I couldn't feel it, but the people that were the big AC guys were all just enraged. And I had to just silently understand, because it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'd feel the same way if I knew any more about it than I do. I'm not a big AC head or anything. I think it's neat, but I pick and choose the ones I go with, obviously, because much like what we were just talking about, they have their A and B and C teams too. You got to make sure and buy the good ones. And this was supposed to be that.
I played all the main storyline ones, Assassin's Creed 1 through the 3. I didn't play the Brotherhood game. I didn't play the Unity. I played Black Flag because based off of the stuff that happened in 3. And then this one I thought was the new one, right? This one's the new Assassin's Creed, like main storyline game.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, like, why would you fuck with the combat? What?
I'm going to give it some more time. I mean, so far I'm liking it though.
Like, Shadow of War I haven't gone back to it, but the combat is just fine in that game. Like, they didn't touch a thing from Shadow of Mordor. They might have added.
I have a lot of respect for that, because again, it's not broke so don't fix it theory, and all of retail in general is just so focused on, oh, it's not broken, let's try to fix it.
Here's something new.
It's unbelievable to me. I don't understand that.
That George Lucas go back and fuck with your shit mentality of like,
no one ever likes that. I don't know how we ever got to where we think that works, or like they think they know what we want. Nobody wants that.
Right.
But at any rate, EmceeMur's got to fly for tonight. But this was fun. I think we again, we aired some grievances. And
We did. We had. Let's see. What I've count from my count, we got 6 downvotes on the topics. We had the first topic I can't exactly remember, but I'm sure it was a downvote. And then we had the Xbox overhaul of the menu system is totally awful. 84 ways to fix that you should know about something before you buy something. No, fuck those people. Fucking is Skyrim worth it? Yes, it's fucking worth it. We didn't even bring into the Battlefield or the Battlefront bullshit, but Call of Duty World War II blows monkey goats. And the only thing
that's old news too, but I had to give my specifics on that for why. You know, it's just
right. I get it. The only upvote we had was Nintendo movies could be in the near future, and that could be very cool. So if they're done right, obviously, give them to the right people, they make the right thing. So, thank y'all so much for watching. Check us out next week sometime. It could be Thursday. It might be a different day of the week, but we will try and get something together next week or the week after at the latest. Two or three of these a month are good to go. You know, we can't do it every week, but basically we can. So. Anything else, Mur? I look forward to your next pickup show, and Captain Retro show will have a new episode next week. It'll be good times.
Yeah, we'll do Switch tomorrow, do some Skyrim play, and hopefully we'll have some pickups this weekend. We can get back to business on some yard sale findings.
Cool, buddy. I picked up a whole bunch of cool shit today, so I can't wait to show that to some people. And I'll give one little hint of some stuff that I found.
Oh, I see.
Space Ace comic book number 1 and number 2, actually, I found, and I didn't even know there were such a thing. They're like 14 or 15 bucks. I paid 50 cents for that at the yard sale.
Nice.
Yeah, good stuff. So, anywho, thank y'all so much for checking us out. We will be back next week. Keep it retro, mofos. There's the new outline. Keep it retro, mofo.
That's it.